Lesson, this is Dr. K in the house. I tried to do a reel, but I can't do a reel on this. So I'm just going to just speak this from my heart. Many people will receive it. Some people won't. And that's okay. I still love you in the love of God. But we have to learn how to honor the things of God. Okay. And that's honor him, honor the kingdom, honor his word. Even, honor people and situations, and even the bad that we've had to go through, because Romans 8:28 says all things work out for the good of those who love the Lord and are called according to our purpose. And what I mean by honor it is honor the fact of, if God is allowing these situations and things to happen in your life, that means he has a greater divine plan for you, and he's trying to draw you nigh to him. And so I speak this on tonight because many people do not honor the things of God. Okay. You bypass them so much, and you bypass them to the point of you go and you get right back into a cycle of pattern of taking on something that is demonic and not of God. And it's like, this is a time in the season to wake up. This is a time in the season to try the spirit by the spirit to see if it's from God. Because you know what? God gives us that ability. And even if you don't know, you ask God. And you ask God to bring people to you to help you and to give you confirmation that you need if you are unsure of a situation or a person, or, moving here or doing this. Because God is always going to reveal, okay, to his people. He's going to reveal. And I say this often because honor for me means honoring people, honoring whom God have called you to be, honoring, people, loving on people. The meek shall inherit the earth. And I'm very meek. And I say that I'm meek, but I'm nothing to play with. And many of us that are in the body, we're nothing to play with, though we may not take vengeance into our own hand, because vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. But we're nothing to play with. You know what I'm saying? So many people have not honored us as men and women of God that have endured and stood the test of time and been through some of the very things that you have gone through, and some worse things. And knowing that God has placed us in your life for it may be temporal, a time and a season to help you get to your next destination, or to pray for you, or for you to have healing and deliverance, or be that divine destiny helper. And or some have not honored the fact of that we were supposed to be permanent aspects in your life, and you didn't try the spirit by the spirit to see if it's from God, and you let the wrong things and people and situations come in and take you out of what was God. And so you didn't honor the things of God. And so in this season, let's ask God, like, God, show me the motives of a person. Show me if this is what you have for me. Show me if this is the job. Show me if this is the person. Show me if this is the ministry family. Show me, if this is the friend, the business partner. Show me. And this is the thing. Many of the times we come back in situations and seasons empty-handed because we never did a Matthew 7:7-8. Ask, seek, and knock. We never ask God right up for, like, is this what you have for me? Show me. If this is what you have for me. And we come out empty-handed because when God brings us the right people in the right situations, we do them wrong. And I say we because body, men and women of God, people in the world, we do the wrong people and situations wrong, but then we usher in the people in situations that God never intended for us to be attached to. And then when things end up going sour, and then now you up there looking at God, well, why this had to happen and all this? Why did it happen? Because you did not take on that of God. You did not honor what God brought into your life. You moved out of what he had for you to go over here to to something that was sour, to something that was not of God, to something that was demonic, to try to cause, hurt, harm, and danger. Because again, we know the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but our Father comes to bring life and life more abundantly. So anytime, hallelujah, and this is the thing, because people be like, oh, well, at the beginning, they was, good. That woman was good. That man was good. I married them. You know what? There's always red flags. I'm telling y'all. I tell y'all this so much because God showed me red flags of people and situations right at the front. Though they might have had some good qualities in them, but see, the enemy, Satan, is a beacon of light. He knows what we want and desire, so he will bring in people and situations to masquerade as if it's of God. But that's why our relationship is so important with God, because then again, you try the Spirit by the Spirit, because what is of God produces fruit. It adds to your life. Sometimes we don't hear in the manner in which we need to hear. But I've been hearing lately people who laugh and say certain things that may not seem harmless, but they're really harmful. You need to pay attention to the people that you are around in this season that pretend to be for you, but they're really not for you, because they will let you know. Because see, the enemy always has to reveal his hand. He always has to reveal his hand. And so this is a season where it's going to be up to you as to the destiny that you want. Do you want to continue to have a destiny of hopelessness, of constraints and hurt and pain and just not moving forth in God? Or do you want a season of prosperity, overflow, and abundance of the love that you have wanted? You know what I'm saying? All of your life. Do you want? Because see, this is the thing. See, the package that we desired along the way is not the package that God has for us. See, that's why we have to come out of our own will and way. Because see, when you have a certain aspect as to what you want and how you want it, and this man got to be like this, and this woman got to be like this, and if she ain't this, and if he ain't that, or if that job ain't this, and they ain't giving me this, or if this ministry person is this person, you just don't know. You might be missing out on the thing that God really has for you. I have had to come out of my way so much. When I was in the world, it was a certain man that I wanted and how I wanted it. And those men always brought me so much turmoil. But I refuse in this season. Certain jobs that I wanted, but stuff never aligned. I refuse in this season to be led down a road that keeps me in demonic cycles and patterns, strongholds and demonic altars. When are we going to wake up? I'm even speaking to the people in the world that do know God. You know God, but you strayed away. You have a calling on your life, but you strayed away because of what you had to endure. That wasn't God. Try the Spirit by the Spirit to see if it's from God. We have to honor what God has for us. Period. 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 I am so adamant on this word tonight. Because again, I'm going to say many of you are not really seeing it. You're looking at it from a natural standpoint. Even you that have an apostolic, prophetic, evangelistic, pastoral, and teacher call on your life. You still looking at things from a worldly sense. And if you continue to do that, you're going to continue to stagnate and hinder and stop your own life. Because you want to take on the things of the world. You want to look at what looks good on the outer. Now, don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? We like things that look nice. It's nothing wrong with that. But still, there has to be a deeperness of us looking at things from the inside out to really see what it is, if this is what God has for us. Period. 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 I'm speaking to some people on tonight from a transparency because of what I had to endure and why I endured so much hurt and pain. I often have to bring it back to myself and say, God, though I didn't cause them to do this, but I allowed them in certain aspects because you told me. You sent the red flags. You told me that wasn't my job. You told me these things. You told me that wasn't the business partner. But I went anyway. It did what I wanted to do when I was in the world. And I'm gonna tell y'all tonight, hear me by way of the Spirit of the Lord, I don't do that anymore. I don't get attached to people in situations like that anymore. I love people. I honor people of God. I honor people, even the ones that's in the world. I love people. I see the goodness in certain people that I know that even you've been through, and you may not even be where you are at in God. I honor you. I don't judge, but I'm still going to be firm and stand in the word of God, and I'm going to pray for you. But I'm not easily provoked anymore to take on something or someone that is not of God. Because if you don't receive me and God is bringing me to you to help you in a season of your life that you need help, and whether it's temporal or whether I'm supposed to be a permanent aspect in your life, and you don't receive me, then guess what? I'm shaking the dust off of my shoulders, my feet, just like he told the apostles, and I'm moving forward. The disciples, I'm moving forward, because if you cannot see from a spiritual standpoint and a natural standpoint that God sent me because of everything that you've had to endure, then I'm just going to ask God to help you, to heal you, deliver you, and set you free. But I got to move forward, because you know what? I honor the things of God. And this is the thing. I'm about to get real, because some of y'all attached to, oh, I've been hurt. Oh, I don't trust men. I don't trust women anymore. I don't trust this. I don't trust this man. I don't trust ministry people. I don't do this. I don't do that. But you know what? That's because you trusted in men and women. You trusted in that individual to a point of idolization. I'm about to speak it on tonight. And God said we are not to idolize or put nothing or no one before him. We are to guard our hearts, because with everything flows from it, which means give our hearts to God. So on that note, when you give your hearts to God, your heart, your spirit, he's going to tell you who you can trust and who you can't trust. You will be able to see people from a spiritual aspect and a natural aspect. You will see their motives. You will see what the enemy is doing as he's masquerading in many people. No, we don't fight against flesh and blood, but he masquerades in people, the demonic spirits. But this season, we got to come up and out of it, because some of y'all hold on to that. Oh, I don't try. You know what? It's an excuse for you to not get the healing and deliverance. It's an excuse for you to not move forth in what God called you to do. It's an excuse. Why can I say that? Because I know how it is to hurt. I know how it is to hurt from family, friends, men that I was with, a marriage that I was in, people that I worked with, ministry people. I know how it is to hurt and wonder, why is this happening to me? And I love people, and I'm true. So get up out of your excuses today, because see, I'm not about to sugarcoat nothing as an apostle or prophet of God. I'm not about to sugarcoat, because we are moving into a divine year, but it's only going to be divine if you're willing to accept the things of God and honor the things of God and move out of all the excuses, because you've been hurt. We all been hurt. Some of us been hurt way worse than others. Some of us had to suffer trauma and rape and molestation, you know what I'm saying? And abuse and everything which way, homelessness up under the sun. We had to face some things that was so tremendous, but still today, even as I speak, because that's a part of my testimony, but still I stand here today in the love of God, honoring the things of God. and still moving forth in the things of God, because I accepted that I needed to move out of that, and that I needed to let God in, surrender and be submissive, and let him heal, deliver me, and set me free. So then therefore I can be used as he will, and then he can bring forth the people that are meant to be in my life, the people that are meant to love me as I love them. Because see, we are supposed to be around like-minded, like-spirited people, but sometimes because of the hurt, harm, and everything that we've been through, we don't, it's like we're comfortable in it. Though we'll voice to somebody we don't want it anymore, but it's like we're comfortable in it, which means there's something a demonic spirit within you. You know what I'm saying? An oppression and a possession in you that's willing to continue to accept the things of the enemy, and you're willing to still continue to accept another individual just as the one that God just separated you from, and they come right in and they hurt you even worse. Or you will continue to move out of the will of God. You will take a job that's not of God. You will move in a ministry that's not of God. You will move to a state. You will do something that's not of God, because it's like you get comfortable with being hurt. But as I decree and declare tonight, as men and women of God, you will be uncomfortable in those situations. Because see, I'm going to tell y'all one thing I learned. When we continue to voice, oh, we tired of this, we don't want this no more, and we keep voicing about the situation, you know what I'm saying? You ain't tired yet. You ain't tired yet. You still willing to accept. You still willing to stay in your vomit and give your pearls to swine. You're still willing to sit there and let that individual shame you and hurt you. Because when you tired, you have nothing to say anymore. You're not going to go to your brother and sister and vent about it. You done already gave it to God, and God tell you to move out of that situation, and you're gone. Period. So when people come to me and they continue to voice their opinion about a person or a situation, you ain't tired yet. And the reason why I know, because I know I used to do that. I would vent about a person or a situation. But I wasn't tired yet. But it took for me to get low in it. For me to be dragged and drugged to the point of I have no choice, because I'm like, if I let them drag me, or if I let that situation drag me or hurt me anymore, I may not even be here anymore. I may not even be able to come back from this anymore. So therefore, you know what? It's time for me to go from it. It's time for me to flee. It's time for me to say, let go and let God have your way in the situation. It's time for you, God, to come in and heal, deliver me, and set me free. I'm speaking to some of y'all on tonight. I'm speaking. I'm divinely speaking. And some of this is going to go into some of y'all inboxes. And some of y'all may not like it. But I'm speaking to a people on tonight. Honor whom God has for you. What he has for you. Come out of church hurt. We all done been hurt in church. My God from Zion. Who wasn't originally in religion? I was in religion. That's why I was never captivated by it. That's why I was able to walk out of there and just do whatever I wanted to do. Because I knew it wasn't of God, though I wasn't cultivated like I am now. In this fine wine stage of my life, hallelujah. I'm about to joke, but I'm telling the truth. I wasn't cultivated, but God would never let that stuff stick to me. And you shouldn't let it stick to you. I don't care if it's your own mother and father that's in ministry and religion and you grew up in it. I don't care what you have been through. And what I mean by that is because God, Yahuwah, Yahweh, I am that I am, Abba, can bring you up out of it. He can bring us up out of anything. All things are possible with God. They're not possible with man, but they're possible with God. They're possible with God. So honor the things of God in your life. Honor the people that he's sending that truly love you in your mess, and they don't judge you, and they love you in your mess through it, and they support you, and they truly love you. Honor those people. Because God's sending them to you for a reason. Because see, though God, he really don't, he don't have to use people, but he uses people and he uses situations to help us. So recognize, try the spirit by the spirit and see if it's from God. Guard your heart. Proverbs 4 verse 23, guard your heart because from everything flows from it. Just simply give your heart to God and stop hanging on to excuses because that woman or that man hurt you, or that ministry group hurt you, or that your family hurt you, or that job hurt you and they fired you. You know what? We are God's children. He gonna always come in and he gonna turn it around for our good. He's going to turn it around for our good. Period. I'm here as a living, walking, sacrificing testimony of he's turned everything around in my life for good. Every person that came against me, every situation, every relationship that I had that caused abuse and hurt, every family member that ostracized me, you know what I'm saying, and or treated me in the way that they did because they looked at stuff that I went through but didn't look at it from a spiritual standpoint. God still turned it around for my good. Though some of them didn't want to help me, hallelujah, but God sent the ones to help me. But God. That's why we got to put God first. Put Yeshua first. Put the kingdom of God first. But first, seek my kingdom and my righteousness, and all shall be added. Period. I'm speaking because I was already on earlier, and I got stuff to do, and I got to get ready. But God said, you're going to sit yourself here, my daughter, Kendra, fire, okay? And you're going to release this word because somebody need to hear it on tonight. Now, regardless of if you decide to listen to it from the front to the back, that's on you. But the word has been manifested. And I decree and declare that it's going to grab a hold of you. And the fire of God shall consume you and move you forward. But you shall and will honor that of God. Even when you got to go through. Even when you got to go through a process, honor that of God. Honor his people. Honor his people. Honor what God sends to you. Even when we may have to go through a season of wilderness and trials and tribulations, Job seasons, you know what I'm saying, where things are stripped from us left and right, and we looking like, wow, everything being stripped, you know. I was married, now I ain't married no more. Now, shoot, my house taken from me, my car, my job, all this, everything that I had is taken from me. Still honor that of God. Because God got such a divine plan for you, according to Ephesians 3 verse 20. I know that now. Because I had to endure. And I had to persevere in some things. That though people may have known what I've had to go through in certain seasons, but they never really known in totality of some of the stuff that I had to endure with people in situations. But I still thank God in it all because it has made me be the woman of God that I am, the intercessor, the prayer warrior, the Proverbs 31, the bride of Christ before anything else. It has made me be who I am, fearfully and wonderfully made, knowing that my God got me, my sides, my back, my front, side to side and back to back. Yes, he got me. That's why I'm confident. Whether I'm wearing my locks, that definitely I ain't had locked in 3 months and I need them locked. Or whether I'm wearing this wig on my head. Because I am who I am in the identity, the image of God. You got to know who you are in this season. But you're going to honor the things of God. And you're going to honor his people. You're going to honor where God has called them. Whether they are apostle, prophet, evangelist, pastor, teacher, elder. But you're going to honor his people. Period. You're going to honor the things of him, the situations. You're going to honor that of God. Like I said the other day, though you slay me, yet I trust you. He slayed Job. Job was slayed. Joseph was slayed. David was slayed. Moses had to go through. Some of the apostles suffered the most tremendous situations and deaths. But you're going to honor the people of God, and you're going to honor the situations, and that it's going to bring you that of what God has for you. According to Jeremiah 29:11, hope in the future, to prosper you. Period. So I'm done on tonight. Dr. K, I'm signing out on tonight. I just had to be obedient tonight to release this to somebody, because somebody needed to hear it. Somebody needed to hear it. Be you in God. Be whom he called you to be. See me, that's why I'm able to go have fun. That's why I dance like I do. And I'm just me. I'm goofy. You know what I'm saying? I'm me. Because I had to go through so much in life. And some people are going to accept who you are. And it's going to be a lot of people who don't. Look at what Jesus had to go through. Period. But when you know who you are, that's where your joy sets in at, and your happiness, because you are joyful and happy, first of all, in God and his love and everything, but then within yourself. That just fills you, and that fills the room, and that opens your capacity up to receive what God has for you when you are in his identity. Because like I was saying the other day, I am the original Kendra Fife. Okay, that's my maiden name, Fife. Okay, that's on my thing there. Okay, Kendra Fife, Kendra Fire. But I am the original OG Kendra Fife. Can't nobody, I don't care who tried to mimic me or anything, you can't be who God has called me to be, just like I can't be who God has called you to be. But I honor you, my brother, my sister. I honor you, man and woman of God, as to what God called you to be, because we all hold something powerful in God, and we all have a dynamic purpose. Though many are called, but few are chosen, because there's a lot of you that are called, but you're not willing to take on the will of God. But the chosen ones, we take it on, though we may have to suffer, but in our suffering, it's still going to produce prosperity, overflow, and abundance. Is still going to produce abundance. It's still going to produce the things of God. He's going to always take care of his children, period. And yes, he does reign on the just as well as the unjust. He do. But in this just period of my life, I speak that the reigning that shall go forth upon the just shall be such a divine rain, a supernatural rain, that we're not going to have to want for anything spiritually and anything in the natural. What God is bringing to us in this season is very divine. And it's because of the suffering. And we still held on. Just like the woman with the issue of blood. She was like, if I could just touch the hem of Jesus' garment, I could be healed. It's your faith. If I could just touch the hem of Jesus' garment. There's your faith. Honor the things of God. Honor where you are in God, because he's trying to show you something. Honor the people that he sends to you. Honor the situations. Honor the things of God. And I'm telling you, when you do that, God is going to bless you in abundance. This I know. So I love you. I love the Lord. You are blessed. You stay encouraged. Dr. K, I'm signing out. I'm about to watch The Cage. Because if y'all know me, I am a dynamic fan of boxing and MMA. Plus, I love sports. I love me some football and basketball. Yeah, I am one of them women that watches and know what's going on, okay? So I'm about to watch a series on Netflix called The Cage. About to catch me a couple episodes before I lay it down tonight, and knowing that God is doing an abundant thing in each and every one of y'all lives. So I love you guys. Again, you are blessed. You stay encouraged. Dr. K, I'm signing out tonight. Love you.